So, morning everyone. So thank you for joining in to TNG Online Connect. So obviously the whole purpose of TNG Online Connect is to widen your group reach beyond just your region. So we've got members across the country, and TNG itself is obviously across the country with a few locations in the South Island now as well, which is super exciting. So I'll just ask that while we've got our presenter speaking, who is Helen, that you just mute your video, well, not mute your video, that makes no sense. Mute yourself, keep your video because it's great seeing your lovely faces. And then after Helen's had a chance to chat for about half an hour, we'll go into a Q&A session, and then we'll do a quick wrap around the room and you can introduce yourself. So obviously talking about Helen, so Helen is a business time management and leadership coach, and she's had extensive background in coaching businesses. If you do anything for 20 years, you're probably going to learn a lot about it. And that's what Helen's been doing for the last 20 years with running her own business, and over 15 years of experience in training in how to improve your time management. And this is in corporate, in New Zealand, but Japan, Rarotonga, across, quite a scope. So her expertise is kind of helping clients be more strategic, organized, and proactive, which is something no doubt we can all benefit from. And in her own words, she just loves to help people make their journey count. So a success, whatever that means to an individual, and whatever that outcome is. And she says collaboration is key, and supporting each other and balancing our strengths. So really knowing who we are. So Helen helps unlock that. So really interesting to hear what you have to share with us today, Helen.
Thank you so much. Okay, I will share my screen. Okay, cool. So thank you so much for asking me, Melanie, to do this. And I do know most of you on this call, so thank you for coming, and thank you, Claire, for supporting me. She's always there whenever I speak. So I've got a PowerPoint, obviously, and I'm going to run through it. Thank you for that lovely introduction, Dan. I don't really need to say a lot more, but yes, you're right. I've been in my own business for 25 years. My first business was Japanese language and business etiquette training. So I came back after 4 years in Japan, and I set up that business. I had a lot of fun, and I made a lot of mistakes, and a lot of mistakes sort of have led me to where I am now. But I did have a lot of fun. That was the point. It was a great topic, and I added a lot of value there. And then I moved into my own business with the time management. So yes, 15 years solid time management training experience. And it was an interesting journey how we got there, which I won't share because we have limited time. But I did end up in Japan training time management programs in the Japanese language, which was an enormous challenge. And I spoke Japanese reasonably well, but training time management in Japanese and doing all the one-on-ones and presenting, and I wrote everything on the board in Japanese as well. It was a massive learning curve. And I still speak Japanese, and I still catch up with a dear friend who's now 72, and we have half our phone calls, we do 15 minutes in Japanese, 15 minutes in English, and that just keeps his English up and my Japanese up. I had two great defining roles in my life, and this is just about the person that I am. And so I started off after I got a Bachelor of Education as a trainee social worker in a women's refuge. And I look back and think, what on earth was I doing? I was 22, 23, and I was helping these women who had come out of difficult situations. But I've always been someone very focused on the practical side of life. So I loved that job, absolutely loved it. And I took people to see lawyers and social welfare at the time, and always focusing on moving forward in life, on solutions. And then in 2012, I ended up doing a contract at the Chamber of Commerce, and I loved it so much. I stayed there for 7 years. So I'm a great fan of the Chamber of Commerce. I'm still a member. I've been a member since 1995. And those are my people. And I was working with skilled professional migrants, helping them to find employment. So I still do the odd CV as well for people and a bit of interview skills training. So the essence of who I am, I'm all about coaching for success. And I'm a real people person. I know that's a cliche term, but I really love people and I love seeing people succeed in life. And the last few years have been hard, and I've been right in the thick of things. And Malcolm was just saying about how difficult it has been, and really just helping people to sort of negotiate their way through this time. And I'm also a big fan of TNG, because I've been with TNG for 4 years now. It's my 4th year. And I'm in the Mount Eden at Noon group with Claire and Sally and Ella, and I'm not sure who else now, but love TNG because of that support, because everyone is there helping each other, and we can't do this life, especially with all this COVID drama. And now everyone's sick and there's staff shortages and there's impact will go on. We can't do it without the support of really good quality people around us. So I am driven to make a difference, to find solutions in business for people and in their lives as well. So when I work with my clients, it's about the big picture. It's about the whole picture. It's not just about making money. There's a lot more to it, and I'm very passionate about that. So what do I do? So I do business coaching, obviously. I help people make sure that the foundation is solid. And for me, even I did this, I'm a doer. I just jump in and do things. And I started off businesses with no foundation. So I've now learned to get the foundation right. I help people with growth and also obviously navigating change in difficult times. And all of that has time management weaved into it. So all that time spent training time management, it was basically the same thing over and over and over and over. The only difference was the people. It's embedded in me and very much part of who I am. And it makes such a difference. And recently I've trained up as a leadership coach with John Maxwell. Some of you may have heard of him. He's written 86 books. And he's 75 now, but an absolutely amazing person. So a lot of us are small business owners here. We actually have to lead ourselves well first, and then we can lead others. So the leadership, if you say, well, I don't have a team, it's still about leading yourself. And that I have a wealth of information and courses and training I can do. So clients I work with often want. So they want more income, more time, to feel less stressed, to be in control. That's huge. A lot of us feel out of control, and there's been so many things out of our control in the last few years. To be more productive, to feel happier. And so the typical key results that people find after working with me is that they spend more time on effective, proactive business building activities. So I was just coaching a lady just before this meeting, and she is busy, and she's not really achieving anything. And she's a real estate agent. So we can have those days where we're really busy, but what do we actually achieve? Has it moved our business forward? And often we don't have time to even think about that. So it's about refocus. It's all about refocus and focus. So this leads to being more productive, working systematically, making sure that foundation is solid, having lower stress levels, all great things, feeling in control, feeling more peaceful, feeling happier. All those things have an enormous impact on the rest of our lives, on the rest, on our family, on our friends, on how we live our life. So clients have usually saved a lot of time I'm going to tell you some great time saver tips today, and they've increased their cash flow, that bottom line. So mindset. I've been doing a lot of work recently around mindset and limiting beliefs. And this is again through my own journey, because I've recently launched online programs for women. Sorry, guys. I will get to men in the future, but I'm just starting working with women who are just really busy. They're in the first stages of their business, and and that might be 3 years to 5 years even, but they're busy, they might be overwhelmed. And for me to launch these online programs, I had some limiting beliefs, and mine was around imposter syndrome. And a lot of people have that. And I attended a conference last week, and it was 3 days all through the night in the States. And one really successful man says he has imposter syndrome every day, and that actually helps to drive him forward. So, you know, that's a motivator. But, you know, even really successful people think, who am I to be doing this? Who am I to be saying this? Who am I to be online? So that was interesting for me. So that took me through some more learning and some more process. But I do meet people that are procrastinating, and I was procrastinating a bit due to their limiting beliefs. And you might have a belief, in talking about time today, is that I never have enough time. I just don't have enough time. And so I unpack those with people because they can hinder growth. The truth is, we all have the same amount of time. What are we doing with that time? And I'll talk that through a bit more. So here, time management actually is a myth. The focus of time management is actually changing your behaviors, not managing time. So fairly straightforward, but our behaviors, where do our behaviors come from? They come from our habits, and habits can be things that can sabotage us hugely. So I've built 2 businesses on small things make a huge difference. So with a Japanese business, if you present your business card the right way, it makes a great first impression. If you manage to get a word out like hajime mashite, how do you do? They think you're a genius. So that makes a big difference. But if you save 10 minutes a day in a year, every day in a year, so that might be just doing things a bit smarter, a bit quicker, you're not looking for things, you know where everything is, you're managing your emails really well, you're not shuffling papers around and around and around, you're focused on those proactive things. It's easy, honestly. I can help you save an hour, but 10 minutes a day in a year, you can save 7 days in a year. 30 minutes, you save 3 weeks in a year, and 1 hour you can save up to 6 weeks in a year. So time just goes, and it's really important to have some structure in there and have that focus. Okay, so how to find more time in your day. The first tip is prioritize. So we all know this. And what I'm saying today, I'm very aware that there's some really smart people here, and time management is not rocket science. But sometimes to know things and to do things are very different. We all know that we should exercise. And do we all do it? Well, I don't. But it's about, we know things, do we do them? So I will challenge you a little bit at the end of this. But so I am respectful of people. But sometimes it takes that awareness of what your habits are. What gets in the way of you actually achieving the results that you want to achieve? So prioritizing is great. I use a tool, Stephen Covey's 4 quadrants. I'm really happy with anyone here on this call to go through that with you. We can just do it over a Zoom call, and it takes 30 to 40 minutes. And it just helps you refocus on what are those important activities that you need to do to move your business forward, to move you forward, to move your life forward. And it can be very powerful. I've seen that tool change people's lives completely. Another thing is to eliminate distractions. So distractions are all those things in our head. And I'm going to talk a bit more about clutter shortly, but our heads can become very busy, very cluttered. And if you can eliminate those distractions by clearing your head, clearing the clutter, then you can actually focus on what you need to focus on. And some people I know, and I've learned this again over the years, need to say no to some things. They need to say no, and you can say no nicely. So you might be one of these super nice, super helpful people. Everyone's always asking for a bit of help and support or whatever it is. Can you volunteer with this? Can you do that? But you're not actually achieving what you need to achieve with your business and with your life. You can say no. And recently, I don't know if anyone has got a VA or tried a VA. I've recently found a fantastic company, which the VAs are $6 or $6.50 US dollars an hour. And you have to sort of do 10 hours, 20 or 40 a week, you choose. But I've also got a great sheet to look at all the things that you could possibly delegate to other people. Because if you're trying to, and a lot of us will be doing everything ourselves. If we do everything ourselves, there'll be some things in there that we actually don't like to do. And when we do them, we procrastinate on them. We might take longer to do them because they're not really our strength. And that's, for example, getting your accountant to do your GST. A lot of people do their own GST. I know, I'll save the money, and it can be a lot easier if someone does that, and then you're focusing on those activities that will bring income into your business. Does that make sense? So I have got a great sheet. On that sheet is 160 items that you could possibly delegate to a VA. So if you want that sheet, let me know. Plan realistically. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I'm sure you've all heard that. So many of us underestimate how long it takes to do things. So you might plan things, you might have a list. I'm not a big list fan, by the way, but you might have all these things you want to do, and you think, oh, yes, I can do all those today, but you don't achieve those. So we tend to underestimate. So a good rule of thumb, if you think it's going to take you an hour, build in a little bit of wriggle time as well. So maybe an hour and a half. If you're done shorter, then it's a bonus. But be realistic about how long it takes to do things. And if you do a weekly plan, again, I've got a fabulous tool, a weekly plan that looks at how long it takes you to do things, but then it's got another column, and you look at that and actually put how long did it actually take me to do that. And if you do a weekly plan on a regular basis, then you get into really good habits, and you become aware of the things that you do on a regular basis, exactly how long it takes to do them. And then you can sort of make some decisions about whether to delegate those, or is there some other better way that you can do them. So how long does it actually take you? And also to think about, well, what stops you from achieving your plan? And what stops you from, what gets in the way? And going back to those 4 quadrants, they can be really helpful as well. Are you being pulled away, for example, by family, for example? So it's just what stops you from achieving. Okay, so review your habits. Habits, all our behavior is driven by habits. And some people say, I'm too old to change. I can't change my habits. And it's interesting, I meet young people who are absolutely hanging on to their bad habits with all they've got. But habits, if I said to you, I can save you 10 minutes by doing this, would you every day? Would you do it? Of course you would. If I said, look, there's a better way to get to work, it'll shave off 10 minutes of your driving time, you would instantly change your habit. So if you can see the value, then you can make those decisions. So do you have any habits that sabotage your efficiency and your effectiveness? And one habit I do see a lot of is that perfectionism habit. Everything has to be perfect before I send it off or do it or start it, or everything has to be lined up. Sometimes good is good enough. So you can think about that. And here's something about clutter. So clutter has a massive impact. I actually worked with a guy whose office looked like this. And this was in the early days, in sort of around 2000. And we found a receipt on his desk when we finally cleared his desk back to 1973. So it was crazy. And this guy was a manager. You can imagine that he didn't get things done. He had this massive office. It was huge. We celebrated when he got his office sorted, because you need to clear the clutter. There's physical clutter leads to mental clutter. And his team was always interrupting him because he was, never getting things done on time. He was a nightmare. Very nice man, but a nightmare. So do you have a bit of clutter around? And it really is about giving yourself that gift of time to clear a bit of clutter. So people say, I'm too busy. I can't do that. I can't clear my emails. I can't clear my office. But if you just give yourself that gift, it is a gift, get yourself organized, get some really good systems in place so you know where to put those things away and you've got places to put those things, it honestly will impact your life hugely. So there is a habit, and this is to help you deal with paper and emails. So I love waving paper around, but every single piece of paper that you pick up and put down, and then you pick it up again. Oh yes, I don't want to do that now. I'll put that over there again. Emails that you open and close, that is a waste of your time. That's multiple handling. And it is an enormous time waster, one of the big ones. So, and especially with emails these days. So the do it now habit is progress everything to the next logical step. So what are your choices? So you can do it now. Let's think about emails. Open up an email, you could do it now, quick response. You could diarize to do it later. So with Outlook, and I do specialize mainly in Outlook, I do a little bit of Gmail, but basically I know Outlook like the back of my hand. With Outlook, you can drag and drop emails to your calendar and put them straight into your calendar. So you're making that decision. It's about that decision. And I worked with a CEO of a company just before COVID hit. I worked with his management team, and this little tip, dragging and dropping your emails to calendar, completely changed his life. So simple, all simple stuff, but makes a big difference. Of course, you can delete it. If you have the option, you can delegate. You can batch it, put it in a folder, for example, to do it routinely. You do it once a month, twice a month, or else file it and deposit it in the right place. So simple stuff, but makes a big difference. So I do say to my clients, and I've been doing a lot of email training lately, imagine I'm on your shoulder and I'm saying, okay, what are you doing with that email? What's the next step? Do it now. And make that decision. Okay, emails. So emails are an enormous time. I'm not going to say waster, but they take a lot of time, your emails. So if you can actually clear your emails. So I had a new record with a beautiful TNG lady recently. She had 25,000 in her inbox. And my record is 40,000 in an IT manager's inbox. All those emails, there is an impact. And there is an impact, especially on you. So if everything is cluttered and full, it really, if you Google clutter, you'll see this. It's absolutely true. It affects you mentally. It can cause anxiety. It can, basically cause depression. Having all this clutter, and people often that are depressed, they might be sitting in a big mess. And, if you think about it, that office photo before, I worked with a guy at the University of Auckland, and he was sitting in an office similar to that. He had neat piles everywhere, but he had 3 desks around his office, all covered in piles, and he could not move. So he was about to be let go from his job, and I was called in to help him. He could not move because he was procrastinating. He didn't know where to get started. So clear the clutter. It's hugely helpful. And set your Outlook up well so it manages your emails as best as it can. So setting up rules into folders and unsubscribing. So we get a lot of newsletters these days. You know, choose the ones that you want to read. Unsubscribe. We seem to, every time we buy something, we're on a mailing list. So if you are getting a huge amount of emails every day, then look at, you know, how can I reduce this? Stop multitasking. So multitasking, there's lots of talk about multitasking, and it seems that when I was working at the chamber, every job description said you must be able to multitask. Multitasking actually slows you down, and they've got a lot of research about that. The brain slows down, and I can take you through an exercise that proves that. But stop multitasking and try and set things up so you can focus on things at a time. And I want to show you something quickly on my trusty whiteboard. So just every time you're working on something, and let's say it's something that you really need to focus on and your concentration level gets up and you get interrupted, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get your focus back to the same level. So if that's happening, you can all see that. If that's happening multiple times a day, then it's very difficult to focus. So some people obviously are in roles where they're quite reactive and lots of phone calls and that sort of thing. But it's looking at the impact of the interruptions on your focus. And so working from home has actually been really helpful for a lot of people because they're not interrupted as much. And obviously, there's 2 types of interruptions. There's wanted interruptions that move your business forward, and unwanted interruptions. So there's unwanted ones, they can slow you down. Okay, I'm nearly there and not doing too badly on time. So I guess I just want to challenge you, have you got someone in your life that you're accountable for? Because there is absolute massive power in being accountable to people. So whether you have a mentor, whether you have a business coach, of course, that's the space that I work in, but it's incredibly powerful to have someone that you are accountable to so that you achieve your goals. And I recently did a weight loss challenge, and I had to check in every single morning with my coach and tell him if was I up or down, how many steps I'd done, send through my food diary. Honestly, that accountability, it was such a good reminder for me, was so powerful. That thinking that I'd have to tell him that I drank wine or ate cake or whatever I did, and it was over Christmas as well. Goodness, what a time to do it. But it was so powerful, that accountability. So it helps you to keep going forward. It helps you to keep learning and growing. And so from today, I hope you've picked up a few gems. And obviously there are so many more things that you can change or just fine tune or tweak that will make a difference for you. But I do challenge you. I've offered you the 4 quadrants. I've offered you the 160 tasks that you could possibly delegate. What else? Weekly plan. I could do a weekly plan with you. I could show you a template. I've got some great tools. Contact me if there's anything that you think, yes, Helen could help me. Contact me. I'm happy to do it at no charge. You know, that session, I always do a session for free, and I'm very happy to help. And I've got lots of tools in my toolkit. So take this opportunity and book me in for a complimentary strategic time management audit, and there may be some value that I can help you with that. So thank you so much, and yay, I'm on time. and I will stop sharing. Thank
Fantastic,
you.
Helen. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Hey guys, thank you. Thanks, Helen. That was really useful. Sorry,
I am also happy to send through. I can send through the PowerPoint in a PDF as well if you want. So you can just email me. I've got lots of really useful templates and tools, and I'm one of these people. I just believe in giving, giving those away and helping as much as I can. And I do believe what goes around comes around. So yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Definitely, I'm probably guilty of having a cluttered inbox sometimes, So working out ways to declutter that. It's just mental most of the time, is you just see all these emails that you just don't want to deal with.
Yes.
So delegate or die, right? So yeah. No, that's really handy. Does anyone have any questions for Helen?
Helen, I've just put a note up on the chat, and I know your phone number's in my record. I just found it, but I don't have your email address. Clearly, we, Helen and I, go back a wee while, so we have a catch up to do, which I'm going to prioritise. Thank you. But can you drop your email in the chat?
Yes, I will. Yes.
Please? Thank you.
Okay. Helen@reachpotential.co.nz.
Thank you.
And my phone number's already in there.
Yes, thank you.
Cool.
Hi, Helen.
Hi, Sally.
Hi. Hey, I don't have any questions off the top of my head, but I just wanted to say thank you. That was really, really interesting and just logical, and it all makes sense. So yeah, thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for that.
I'm going to chip in on that as well. Helen, on behalf of TNG, the networking group, thank you very much for sharing these things today. You have so much to add and so much value that you can offer all of our TNG members. So we will absolutely encourage people to watch this video and to share it around their groups. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Melanie. My pleasure. Yeah.
Helen,
thanks, Wayne.
Quick question.
Yes.
Do you have any tips for energy management throughout the day? So, when obviously answering email, all that sort of stuff, can you provide us any tips around energy management?
Oh, okay. So that's a big question. So all of us are different. We all have different times of the day where we're more productive. And I guess you need to monitor yourself. Are you a morning person? Is it good to get up and knock off a few hours of work first thing in the morning, sort of 7 till 9? And obviously with, so maybe, just when are the times of the day that you're more productive? But there's a lot of research out there about obviously drinking lots of water. Apparently water is super, super, super important for keeping, I mean, we all know it's super important anyway, but it's on the list. I remember seeing that, reading something about that recently. Working from home. So most of us now we're either working from home, we're in and out, there's some meetings, but taking breaks, not sitting too long. And I mean, I have been guilty. That first lockdown, oh my gosh, I did 12, 14-hour days and I sat on my backside. I couldn't wait to see my physio when I got out of there. So, and I'm looking at getting a standing sitting desk as well. But yeah, all those things that that help you physically are really important. Obviously eat right and get some sun. So yay, we've got some sun today and you can see my beautiful sunny office. Go outside, get some vitamin D on you. Apparently that's really important for your energy as well. There are lots of tips, but I guess it's working out for you. Like, when are you sleepy? And if you are working from home, you can have a 10-minute nap as well. So do it. Seriously, do it. I know most of you here. I know that you all work hard. And so have that nap if you can. But, you know, go monitor yourself and make sure that you look after yourself. It's really important. But one thing I would say for energy management is have some fun. So one day a week, I'm another big fan of the Crate on the shore. And I go there and I have a desk there one day a week, and I'm based in Epsom. So I don't have to go to the shore, but I go there because I get so much energy. I'm obviously an extrovert, but energy from people there. And I go there and I make sure I focus hard, because otherwise I go there and just chat to people all day long. But I get we have fun. So, you know, mixing it up, I have encouraged a few clients recently to get out of home and do something like that, because that energizes you, and it makes life much more enjoyable, and it makes you more productive. There's lots more I could say, but I want to stop there. Yeah.
Cool. Does anyone else have any questions for Helen?
I just want to say thanks for the presentation. There were some really great tips in there. And also I just want to mention, if you're going to get a standing desk, don't get one where you have to crank it manually, because that's what I have and I just never do it. So get an electric one.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, if you've got a recommendation, send it through. Yeah,
I have one and I literally forget to use it and standing.
Yeah, I'm probably in the same boat. My desk is electric as well, and I need to I probably need reminders to, you know, spend the next half of the day standing up. So
I have heard a good tip from someone who's also desk bound, and that they set a timer, so it prompts them to move every hour, like just move around for 5 minutes, walk around, and then you reset your timer. Whereas, yeah, I just forget. I thought that was quite handy.
So it's a goal for myself, Ella, and Jeff, right? So we're going to stand for the rest of the day. Or at least attempt to use
No, you cannot stand for the rest of the day. You get fatigued and it's bad for your back. You need to alternate.
Yeah. So we can practice some alternating. Yeah, good.
definitely, definitely.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks, everyone. So obviously a reminder that the session is recorded, so you can get that on the YouTube channel, or Helen, if you have those top tips or the resources or the presentation, get those through to Melanie, and we can distribute those as well. So thank you so much. So what we'll do is thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
So what we'll do.
Thanks, guys.
What we'll do now is we'll just do a quick wrap around the room. So you can just introduce yourself, tell us what you do, and then we can go into what looks to be a nice and sunny weekend. So looking forward to that. So let's start with Malcolm. Got you there? You there, Malcolm?
Yes, good morning. Thanks, guys, and sorry about the lack of a picture. My name is Malcolm Jensen. I'm a business coach with Business Success Partners. We transform business to transform lives. A problem that my clients often have is one of lack of cash in the bank. So business owners, you probably all know about that. I understand that this was me. I remember sitting one cold wintry night, 4th of July, it was actually a number of years ago, needing to sign off on a 100K payroll, and I couldn't make it. And you know, that was rather challenging at that time. I can solve this problem for my clients by finding cash in the business. There's some clear proven strategies to do that. This obviously helps them feel much more comfortable being able to pay your staff, the IRD, key suppliers and things like that is kind of important in business. So it does help them to feel much less anxious about things. So an ideal client for me was someone who is short of cash. In their business, it's pretty simple, and there is a simple solution. So my name is Malcolm Jensen. I'm with Business Success Partners.
Thanks, Malcolm. Sally. Is Sally there?
Sorry, what? I didn't ask anything, I don't think.
No, I was just going to say if you wanted to introduce yourself.
Oh, sorry. I just had the I've been sick all week, and I just had the groceries turn up outside.
No problem.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm Sally, and I've got Miller Recruitment, and I specialise in sales positions in the building and industrial space. Yeah, so I'm always looking for really good salespeople and helping them through that journey, and then finding new clients. And Helen's just started helping me, and it's brilliant. So yeah, I love TNG. I'm a newbie, and yeah, just working on the business, work from home. So I'm always trying to find ways to, I don't know, to get better. There's a saying at my daughter's school, and I think they call it BTB, better than before. And you're always trying to be better than before. And I thought, oh, I quite like that saying. So that's me. So that's, yeah, the journey that I'm on, I guess.
Thanks, Sally. Good to hear where you're at.
Yeah.
Helen.
This Helen?
Oh yeah, sorry, but
Well,
yep.
Helen. Yeah, hi, I'm here because I'm working with Helen, and she's helping me to start an organisation helping people with inflammatory bowel disease, which I have, and I think she's really awesome. And for a brand newbie, like a pre-newbie, because I don't have the organisation yet even, she breaks things down in a way that I can really understand. And today was no exception. So thank you for your talk, and thanks for having me in this group. It's really cool.
Thanks, Helen. Thanks to all the Helens in the group. Jeff.
Hi, my name is Jeff from Redmond Media. We are a video strategy and production company. I want to talk a little bit about trust. As most of us already know, trust is the cornerstone of any transaction. No amount of money ever gets exchanged when trust is not present, unless if it's stolen. But that's why referrals work so well, right? When somebody you trust recommends a service to you, a lot of that trust is transferred to whatever they recommended. But as a business, how do you gain trust with strangers? Well, testimonials, and even better, video testimonials. They provide a lot more credibility than written ones. And I think you would agree with me that it is much easier to trust the endorsement of a living, breathing, speaking person than a name that's next to a block of text. So that's just one of the video types that we do. And at Redmond Media, we're not interested in telling stories. We're interested in telling stories that sell. All right, thanks.
Thanks, Jeff. Good. You could record that. You know, sweet. Kaz, let's hear from you next.
Hi everyone, Kaz from Paws Perfect Dog Training, based in Albany on Auckland's North Shore, and we offer group classes, workshops and one-to-one personal training sessions for general behaviour modification of your favourite pooch. We've also got a few online options available, but we basically train using modern, effective and fun training solutions that really work. So if you want to have a dog that is responsive to your cues and is a great family pet and you want to have fun training them, then I'd love to help you with that. Or if you know of anyone in the area, as you can tell, I love working with my dogs because who doesn't like cleaning up a little bit of a mess first thing in the morning with a sick puppy? But my apologies for that, Helen. It was not planned. But yeah, we're getting through the day. So that's Kaz, Paws Perfect Dog Training, learning games for life.
Thanks, Kaz. Wayne.
Yeah, hi team. I'd like to say that's me sitting at an island somewhere enjoying the sunshine and surf, but I'm based in my office here in Cambridge in my home. Been part of TNG since I launched my new business 2 years ago, and it's been an absolute blast. So I'm a insurance broker, work on contract for a company, a brokerage out of Auckland, do full commercial business and domestic cover, fire and general. So it's been a busy 2 years. I've survived 2 years, which is fantastic. and really getting a roll on the business now. But look, TNG has been really valuable. The amount of referrals and work that I've been able to gather in just from those I'm in contact with in Cambridge alone has been awesome. I've got about a dozen or more mortgage brokers around the country now on board feeding domestic work my way, which is great, where I can support their referred clients. But look, I'd like to think I could be your go-to insurance broker too. You're all in business. I would be more than happy to run up a totally free, no obligation comparison quote for you. And really, if you've got anyone, family and friends, obviously keen for a free domestic or commercial quote, fire them my way. But look, it's been a great time. I've certainly had the odd day where I thought, what the hell am I getting into, and getting into insurance, but it's been a really good journey. I've been blessed and continue to enjoy every day I get up for work. So that's great.
Cool.
So that's Wayne Cooney, Cactus and Blanket Insurance, your go-to insurance broker.
Thanks, Wayne. Richard.
Oh, hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Richard Gardner from Always Property Management. I manage rental properties in the Manawatu for landlords who want a service they can rely on 100%. Just when you first get into property investing, you're pretty green. And when you don't know what questions to ask when engaging the property manager, and you think, well, look, I'll go with these guys, they seem okay. And then you find out the service is pretty average. I know how that feels. But then I learned the fundamental, most important aspect of property management is communication. Being totally authentic and transparent with tenants and clients is paramount. And I've just been learning this. So tenants are customers and deserve to be treated as such. And a happy tenant is a happy, having a happy tenant is a happy landlord. So for me, a great referral is a landlord who wants professional, trustworthy service and who understands the importance of looking after tenants is the best way for them to optimize their return on investment. So that's me. Thank you.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.
Definitely, sir. Thanks, Richard. Ella.
Morning, everyone. Claire's left, but I just want to say thanks, Claire, for sending out a reminder. And Helen, very valuable info. I'm definitely taking you up on that offer as soon as I'm back from Australia. So hi, Yula Bonnell. I am a designer and I am passionate about helping you grow your business through awesome branding. And branding for me is all about focusing on your uniqueness in the business so that you stand out for all the right reasons. So yeah, anything that is involved in branding, business card, vehicles, and anything in between, happy to help you even with the basic stuff like fillable online forms for your business. So trying to turn even the most boring stuff into something that people want to look at.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah, no, definitely. That's so important. And we kind of sit on the other end. So when you've got a really awesome brand that maybe Ella has designed for you, then you want to tell that on the web. So where we work with, I'm Dan, we run Ingot, which is a digital design studio. So building out a website and an online platform that really speaks to your brand, sets you apart from your competitors, but is also useful. You know, a website is a tool just as much as it is something to use for marketing. So a lot of the time where we are working with businesses is when they need something a bit custom, a bit more pushing the envelope. So when they want to integrate that platform with third-party systems, so other software that they use, or if they want a membership or subscription, or if they need a portal, you know, something that's going to make most people go grey, but it's the stuff that makes me money. So that's a space we really enjoy. And so creating websites that really speak to the business, are well represented, but also beautifully functional. So that's me, Dan from Ingot. Melanie, here from TNG.
Hey everybody, I'm Melanie from the networking group. So we're New Zealand owned and operated, and we're very proud of that fact. We are a small business like most of our clients, and TNG Online Connect helps our members to connect outside of their face-to-face groups and break down those geographical boundaries. It's absolutely delightful to see new members here today. Thank you, Jeff, for joining us, your first online group. And thank you those from out of town, Palmerston North, Waikato, fabulous to see you in the room. I had a couple of notes that I wrote from your 60 seconds. I just wanted to say a few things. Firstly, Richard, congratulations. I believe you might have just used Cheryl's script. For those of you that didn't see it, Cheryl
That video was amazing.
Cheryl spoke on this forum.
Really smiling, I thought, you know, you're on to me.
You did it so well, Richard. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wayne, congratulations for asking for a referral. This is a forum. Please don't be shy to ask for what who you're looking for. And sometimes it's not about us, it's about who we know.
Yeah.
So well done asking for a referral. Jeff, well done on your video testimonial. I think all of us should be doing those video testimonials. So thank you. It's great to have you on the group. Ella and Jeff, your standing desks, absolutely brilliant. Don't know why I hadn't thought of it sooner. Spend absolutely hours at my desk. And that is what this forum is all about. It's about sharing and learning from each other. So not only have I learned heaps from Helen today, and I really look forward to catching up with you again, Helen, but I've learned from everybody in the room. So I really appreciate that, and I thank you for being here.
Definitely. Thanks, Melanie. And once again, thanks, Helen. It was really insightful. And if anyone, if you do want to get in touch with Helen, I think her contact details are in the chat. And reach potential, yeah, there it is. Thanks, Ella. Did you do the design of those business cards? But thanks, everyone. And yeah, definitely, we only have so much time in the day, and we're awfully good at wasting it. So it's really good to pick up the pants. Or yeah. So thank you, everyone. And we'll be back in with TNG Online Connect next week in a fortnight. So same time, 10:30, same place, Zoom, and we'll get another awesome guest speaker in. So thank you, everyone, and have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks, Dan.
Guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye for now.